Hi and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to do hip strengthening, hip mobility, hip stretching. So join me in doing around 10 minutes of exercise. There's also some balance, so have a chair. We're going to go to the chair now. And we're going to work that hip, or those hips. Excuse me. Your hips are ball and socket joints. Very much, and it's the same as the shoulders. So if you look at how your shoulder moves in different directions, you can get that sort of great range of movement. Well, that's what we want to be doing in the hips. The difference with the hips is there's a lot more load bearing on them. So hence why we have, hip replacement surgery, because we are doing a lot of load bearing and the hips take a lot of the strain when we're walking and doing a lot of different moves. So we're going to work today on moving those hips in different directions. So we're going to first of all look at how the hip moves forward and backwards. And we're going to take the hip, we're just going to take the leg forward with the straight leg, bring it back to the center, and then we're going to kick it back. So it's sort of a little bit like a pendulum swing. Now, if you want to practice your balance, you can take your hand away from the chair and use this to practice your balance as well. But I'd rather you think about doing the exercises properly and steadily, and then work on the balance maybe once you've got your balance a bit better. So let's do the other side. You can always have two hands on your chair as well. So if you're doing it this way, stand slightly to the side. So you can bring that leg forward and then take it back. And then bring it back to the center. Take it forwards to the center and then back. Now, if you notice, I'm not moving my upper body at all. I'm keeping a good posture here, maintaining a good posture. Take it back to the center. If any time you feel any strain in the hips, do a little bit of jogger's walk. The other way you can do this, if you feel that your balance isn't great, you can have two chairs, or as I've got here, I've got this top here and the chair so that I can hold on with two hands this way and use it for mobility, for that balance, I should say. Right, so we're going to take the leg up into a knee raise. So we're going to flex that hip. We're going to front of the hip working here, lifting up to about hip height or lower if you need to. Okay, and then bring it down. Let's do that again with the same hip. Remembering that you're going to keep good alignment with those hips. So we're just lifting up. We're not dumping into the hip by push down the weight into the other hip. When we do that, we'll do that one more time. Lifting up with the knee, no dumping. Come out of that dump and then bring it down straight. So we're keeping that really good hip alignment. What that means is maintaining good posture. So you have a nice long spine, relaxed shoulders, and using that posture to help you. Again, holding on always with these if you need to. I'm practicing with balance here, but you can hold on. Pushing upwards, hip height. So think about where your hip is and see if you're getting to hip height. If not, go a little bit lower if you need to. And then let's go up to hip height again, or a bit lower, and bring that down. So working that hip in all different directions. So we've moved the hip forward and back. We've brought the knee upwards. We're now going to take the leg out to the side. So working all different parts of the hips here. So out we go to the side with a side leg raise. Good. Again, keeping nice alignment in the upper body. So lifting up with that leg, bringing it back down again. Lifting up and down. We're going to put this all together in a minute. So I'm taking you through the different elements. Okay, taking it out to the side with the other leg. Again, holding on if you need to, which is absolutely fine. Or even to your chair like this. Out to the side we go and back in. And then we're going to do an extension of the hip. We're going to take the leg back as we did earlier with pendulum. So we're now just going to take it back and bring it back to the center. Your glutes, you're going to use here as you lift that leg, take it back, bring it back to the center. You'll really feel the glutes. So your bottom muscles really kicking in here as you take that leg back. Let's try that again, just to get that right. And I'll come this way, holding on if you need to. Back we go. And then back to the center. Nice rear leg extension or hip extension there. And then back we come to the front. So all of this is helping you to maintain or to improve your hip mobility. At any time, do some jogger's walk to relieve any tension in any side of the hip where you might feel it. Okay, so we're going to put that all together as an exercise. So we're going to take it to the front. We're going to lift that leg as an extension in front, nice and slowly and controlled. Lift the knee, the hip, flexing that hip there. And now we're going to take it out to the side, nicely controlled, back to the center, and extend backwards. We'll do that the other side. I'm doing it in different ways, so you can see me from the side and you can see me facing you as well. So here we're going to, I'm going to face you to the knee raise, side leg, and hip extension, the back. Great. One more time. We'll do that each leg, and then we'll do some hip stretching. So flexibility in the hips is important as well. And so that mobility and flexibility together all helps with balance, taking it forward. Now I'm doing it without holding on this time, but you may have a wobble like me. That's okay. But if you're wobbling a bit too much, hold on. Down we go. Doesn't matter if you have a little wobble at any time. And then take it back, forwards, and then I'll do this side. Pushing forwards with that leg, bringing the knee raise up into towards hip height and down. Side leg raise, bringing it back, and then a hip extension, rear leg extension to the back, and do some jogger's walk to keep those hips moving. So there's a nice way to practice and work the hip joint. So you can sort of see the movement that we're getting in those hips, and it's just maintaining movement in all different ways. So let's take a seat and we'll do a stretch with the hips. So if you want to improve your hip flexibility, so we can do that in different ways. So the inner hip, we're going to open out the hips nice and wide, and we'll start with the simple stretch of the hip to the side. So we're going to put the hands onto the knees and open out those hips. So we are creating as wide a position as we can here. So you might find you're about here, and then you're going to push out those knees a bit more, and you can see if you can widen that gap, widen and stretch out those hips. And just hold that there, pushing those knees out to the side. And you should start to feel that in the inner hip, inner thigh, groin area. Just holding that, making sure you maintain good posture. Holding there. And then just bring those feet in nice and slowly. And stretching the front of the hip, we're going to lift the hip, placing the hands underneath the thigh, lifting upward. Here. Good stretch at the front of the hip. If you can take the hands to the front and then really bring that knee in towards you, in towards your chest, up towards your shoulder. And now, if you're able to, progressing from here, is to just place the leg over the other leg and just holding onto this knee, giving it what we call a hug knee, Bring it up towards the shoulder and hug that knee. And this can be a lovely stretch to do as you push up, a nice progression from the one that you've just done. Now, if you want to progress a little bit more and just help with that hip flexibility, is to now let go, placing the ankle onto the top of the knee. But only do this if you feel you're able to and you've got that hip flexibility. And it is just about practicing, 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 pushing those muscles that little bit more each time you do it, and then lifting up, taking it back down again. So we'll do that the other side. Lifting up, bringing the knee towards the chest, and then bringing the hands to the front of the knee and lifting up even more. So a nice stretch to the front of the hip. And then from here, you can just place that leg over. Very, very sort of high crossed leg, I would say. And then bring that knee up a little bit more. We'll hug a knee. Let's hug in that knee. Bringing it nice and close to you if you can. Aiming, try and get the knee towards the shoulder. And then we can place the ankle on the top of the knee and open out that hip. Now, if you sit up tall here, you'll notice that stretch. It's quite an intense stretch. And you'll notice I've got more flexibility this side than the other side, and you may find the same. Holding that stretch and then bringing that knee across. So only take it to the part of these stretches that you feel comfortable with, and then releasing down. There, so we've had a little workout for those hips. That includes some balance as well. So you can always practice your balance doing those exercises. So thank you very much for joining me. And I will sign off and I will see you later. Thank you.